Hey everybody, welcome back to the East Lake House of Speed, episode 5. I apologize for not having an intro this week, but we had a little technical difficulties and I lost some footage. In this episode, the 8 3/4 rear end comes out of the AFX car and the 9-inch gets replaced with it, just temporarily till the ladder bars get put in up at Stop Speed Shop. We get the front axle mounted, put in, welded up, just short of some of the steering shafts. Then we're going to pop over to LWA. We got a little bit of footage of knife edge of a crankshaft for a Hemi. We have a little bit of footage of some intake work done for Rob's 409 in the A-gas car. And then we're going to have a little spotlight on Art Copeland, one of the LWA customers, and an engine we just finished up for him. Also, you'll see this is the 2021 schedule for the Southeast Gassers. Notice on March 20th, we're going to be in Holt, Florida for the season opener. Here we are. We got main man Robert here. We're taking this 8 3/4 out of the back of the car. This 8 3/4 was previously narrowed by the builder of the car before I got it. They ran a lot wider slick, and it just wasn't going to work. Not to mention, 8 3/4 just doesn't have the ratio options that the 9-inch does. Plus, I've already got 2 or 3 center sections for a 9-inch, so it just made a lot of sense. I know the 8 3/4 would have been more period, but it just wasn't going to work out for this situation. So here comes the new 9-inch coming in. You see we have to flip it over because we put it in backwards the first time. It happens. Again, this is just being held in on the saddles with a couple U-bolts because this is all going to be replaced with ladder bars and a Panhard bar and some floaters just here the next couple weeks when it gets up to the chassis shop. These are Moser 35 spline axles. We got the large stud kit. They're going in here. Just thread those in there. Then we run it up with the lug nut, jam it on there, then put the jam nut on, tighten it down. Just prepping these axles to go in. Again, these are Moser 35 spline axles. So as always with everything with the race car, try to do the right thing and it comes back to bite you. Went with the larger stud kit, then of course the wheels wouldn't fit. So here we are with the wheels over at LWA. Got it on the CNC. That's the probe feature you see there. It probes the center of the hole. Follow it up here with the drill bit. Drill the stud out to the right size. Then we come back in here with a large end mill here and just clear out the outer edges there. For this stud type runs the aluminum spacer, so just open that area up for the spacer to get in there. What you doing, Robert?
I'm making them Sega legal.
Here we are moving on to the front end. This is the old front end. Like I said, it's a straight front end. I was wanting to do the 2-inch drop axle just for the better ride height. This front end, this axle was probably okay. It had been cut in the middle though, and just because I didn't do it myself, that made me a little suspect of it. Everything else on the car has been done pretty well, so I suspect it probably was done correctly. But like I said, I wanted to put a drop axle in there anyhow. So this is the old axle coming out now. So this is Robert out here. We're cutting got the death wheel going, cutting the spring perches off this axle. It's just we had to harvest these off of this existing axle, going the new axle because of the width of the springs that were on the car. Here we are, roughly it's zeroed out at ride height against the frame. So here we are after we zeroed it out on the frame, which is parallel at ride height. Then we came up here and we set the caster in at 8 degrees based off of the 0 on the frame level at ride height. So here's a little problem we ran into with this drop axle. As you can see, the drop axle actually starts a little further inboard than what I was thinking when I ordered this axle. The length from kingpin to kingpin are correct, but so what we're having to do is this mounting pad for the spring is a little bit further outboard than I thought it was going to be. So we've run into a situation here where it created a pretty large gap. You couldn't be mounted flat like it was on the original straight axle that didn't have the drop on it. So I built these little brackets to come in here to fill up the gap. We're going to tack those in here in just a second. It's not that big of a deal, but what it ultimately does is ends up costing us, I don't know, probably ½ inch of drop, but that's okay because I think we're going to be all right. I think it was going to be just a touch low anyway with a full 2-inch drop axle. So that's going to give us about 1.5 inch drop axle. Here she is, all tacked or all welded up, ready to go back in. Here we are back at LWA up on the mill working on the 409 fuel injection intake. This is a Hilburn fuel injection made for a 409. Having to modify a little bit of stuff, taking off the EFI bungs because we don't run electronic fuel injection. This is all manual. This is a 392 Hemi crank that's getting a little knife edge treatment to it. Put it up in the mill. You can see where Rob's knocking a knife edge on it here, and then here's what it looks like once she get it done. It's a little something new I'm going to try on the channel. This is going to be a customer spotlight. This is Art Copeland's 1941 Studebaker Kryptonite. LWA built a 383 small block for this car, and at the end of this clip, you're going to see a little bit of footage of some of that dyno. Hope you enjoyed some of that footage. Again, that was Art Copeland's 1941 Studebaker Kryptonite with 383. We're real happy with the power it made. Hoping to see him do something this year in B-Gas. Thanks for stopping by. If you enjoyed what you see, go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel, and we'll try to update this as soon as possible. Be sure to come out again March 20th, Holt, Florida, is the season opener of Southeast Gassers.